Hey everybody, and welcome back for another exciting episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the last episode, we explored more of the Great Plateau and collected more resources and wound up here after killing some boar for the first time. This episode, we're going to go ahead and talk to the old man here. Sneak up. Talk to him. Oh, this is oh crap. What are you doing, bro? Oh, is he gonna actually kill somebody? Come on, you can do it. Come on, Pops, you can do it. Show me the ropes. You see him? Get him! Get him! Anyway. Well, so we meet again. What are you doing? Hunting. Got my prey. At least scratch it out a bit. Oops. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't do so well on that one. Oh yeah, that's the last place you see him in this area. He's with a cooking pot and with a another thing. A good rule of thumb while you're playing this game is if you ever see plumes of smoke, you should more often than not head toward them, because you're gonna find somebody near them that you can actually get something from or talk to them, get more information about the area, stuff like that. Here are the eggs. Now here, get this acorn, and then this. Here is really the first thing I found, because I was following this, the first Korok seed I found. So I was following this and thinking, oh, this is something interesting. And I got it. And then I came to Korok seed. I was like, oh, these guys must be like tutorial guys, so I can learn the ropes. And then I'm supposed to turn in the seeds at the end of the, somewhere in the Great Plateau, and then get a reward for them, but that's not the case. Because after a while, I then found more Korok seeds everywhere. Ah, that's always fun. When it's, when the raw meat is standing up on end. That's always fun. Yeah, that's that. That's that. There's actually a boss that we'll be fighting. Where is it? Right there, okay. I gotta put a pin down because it's not that big a deal. Yeah, this is the first boss type enemy we're gonna have. And this enemy is going to be kind of hard if you don't have this, the hammer. And if you're just, in general, inexperienced with the way the fight goes. So this just looks like a non-suspicious pile of rocks, right? Ron. This is the first of many stone taluses. Oh, crap, 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 crap. Not careful, he's actually gonna start attacking me. Okay, good. What you want to do is you want to go around the back of him, climb his back, lock onto his ore, and then start just doing spin attacks. And then one spin attack should do it when you end it off with the super hit. And these guys will drop a ton of ore. So you can get some rare ores like rubies and some ambers, which aren't as rare, but they're still valuable. But ambers is pretty common. But that's fortunate, because hi. Because we're actually going to be needing amber for a piece of equipment later on in the game. And that's just about all I want to do in this in the Great Plateau. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Now, there's actually a boar that spawns around here sometimes. That these bokoblins will start shooting at. We'll start attacking, and then if they actually end up catching it, then they will actually eat the meat, which is really neat. That they actually pick up the meat and eat it. But it's kind of annoying when you're trying to get the meat, because when they get in their hand, then you can't actually get it back. So it basically despawns at that stage. Oh, nice piece of opal. Let's see. Now there's one last thing in this mainish area I want to get to. It's here. This last little Korok seed. Then we're gonna teleport back up top to the thing. To the what do you call it? To the last shrine. Then move on from there. So yeah, there's more than just 9 Korok seeds in this first area, but that's all I'm going to get. Actually, no, there's one more, actually. Actually. Yeah, that's good when you repeat words over and over, like and actually. Technically. Annoying kid in my high school used to say that a lot. Until, thankfully, he went to a, I guess it'd be technically a private school. There's one more thing. There's a thing here. Oops. That away. Yeah, you can cancel bomb just by picking it up and then putting it away. Oh, no, I keep forgetting. There are 2 more things. That's another Korok seed, by the way. Yeah, whenever you see like a ball and chain like that, that's a Korok seed. Whenever you see like a rock at a place, that's a Korok seed. It's not hard to spot them when you start getting the sense for them. Ah, what the heck. You can actually get those 2 chests back there with one of the runes, but pretty easily with one of the runes, but we're not going to bother. We're just going to pick up this steel plate, which is what I used to do. And then go ahead and make a little bridge up over to there. Okay. Careful. There, okay, that should be good. Be careful. There we go. Okay, we're good. This will give us 2 new arrows. Well, some more fire arrows and some ice arrows, which are useful in certain situations, but overall, the most valuable type of arrow I'm going to say is the bomb arrow. Which we have got. So that's good. I keep forgetting about little things that actually, we're gonna get that final thing when when we come back around that area. I think we've done everything. It's Hero's Path mode. It shows you where you've been for the past like 200 hours or something like that. Something redonkulous like that. So 100 times of what we've been playing so far. And yeah, I've pretty much gone everywhere. It's a good way to track your progress as you're going through the game. Oopsie. Yep. giving you information on food effects and such. Yeah, we really haven't gotten too much into cooking, but it's still early in the game. You don't really need to cook that much, unless you're bad, but I'm not bad. I'm a pro. A reckless pro. This is gonna be the last one, obviously. Last little bit of the tutorial to having to hold. The final rune as well. Well, final of the main 4 runes. There's 2 more. Yeah. There's 2 more, and one we won't get till the very end of the game. Pretty much. Cryonis. This is one of the more useful runes I've found. Cryonis. It's very useful for getting across rivers, and that's pretty much it. Rivers can be kind of annoying to get across sometimes. But I think the most useful, it's about as useful as magnesis. But the most useful by far are the bombs, and I'll be using the bombs a whole lot. One thing I did, because I was reading reviews about this game the other day, and one thing I did, yeah, there you go. You can also bat back those guys things, lasers. So it's kind of, I find it harder to do that. Okay, I guess I have the room. I find it harder to do that than with the big guardians. Not the guardian scouts is what they're called. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was reading some reviews of this game the other day, and a lot of people had a lot of criticisms about this game. Like, for instance, there's no hookshot, or there's no, what else were they complaining about? Like, some Zelda staples weren't around yet. Like, they weren't in the game anymore. And, like, you don't really need a hookshot in this game, because you can climb pretty much any surface, with the exception of the shrines. You can't climb any surfaces in the shrines. Well, basically any surfaces in the shrines, except for the Cryonis and other thing, like a mesh that we saw in the tower. The mesh there you can climb, but other parts you can't climb. And that's pretty much it as far as what you can and cannot climb in this game. But I don't know why. Like, this is 3rd generation Zelda. 1st generation was like the 2D Zeldas. Like, I think oh well, the Zeldas from the first Zelda to like the most recent portable Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, I think it was. And yeah, this guy's just gonna tell us what's what. Tell us to go where the shrines intersect when you put an X on the map. Do you understand? The 2 lines cross there. I will be waiting. But anyway, like, the 2nd generation is going to be Ocarina of Time to Skyward Sword, I think. This is the most recent. So this is the 3rd generation. The 3D exploration Zelda is what I'm going to say. Because it's not like the other 3D Zelda games. Like, it is pretty much no relation to it. Almost. With the exception of the core mechanics of locking on and well, that's pretty much it, though. And bombs, and just the overall theming of it is just basically what, just basically a Zelda game. But everything else is new and unique, and really, is a really divergence from the rest of the series, is what I think personally. This is the closest warp to the Temple of Time where we need to go. Oops. So you imagine an X. I thought that would show it. So you have that to that, and then that to that. Then you have an X on the Temple of Time. On top of some of these trees, as another note, there are some Korok seeds. I just don't know exactly which treetops there are. He's not normally here. That works. Normally there are also some beetles back around these trees. And those are good for making elixirs and selling later on, because they're kind of hard to get and kind of rare. Anyway, as I was saying about games, uniqueness of this Zelda game, for me personally, every Zelda game has a unique part of it. The story is unique. The some of the mechanics they add are unique. And I know, unfortunately, know some people, or at least one person, that thinks all Zelda games are exactly the same, and to an extent they are, but aren't every game in every series pretty much exactly the same at its core? The thing about Zelda is, from game to game, especially the older games, so like from Wind Waker to Twilight Princess, so those games were back to back pretty much. From Wind Waker to Twilight Princess, there was a major difference. There was a different story completely, a different mechanic to get around the world, a different world. It wasn't the same thing both times. We're just gonna use a bomb arrow here, because this is gonna be the easiest thing to do. Ooh. Oh, the mountain's blowing. Anyway, but the main thing with that is, every Zelda game brings something new to the table. There's new items, there's new puzzles, there's just... Spider Link. Spider Link. Spider Link. Crap. Does whatever a Spider Link does. Slings a web? No, he doesn't. Because he's just Link. But he can climb any surface, except for the ones that are from the ancient times. Oh, I guess you can climb that. But Spider Link? Spider Link. Anyway. I was thinking of games, Zelda games, other stuff. We're gonna put that on hold, that discussion on hold, and talk about the statue. Now, in every town you go into, there are these goddess statues. So once you have 4 spirit orbs, you can exchange them for a heart container or some more stamina. Now we're going to want to get 13 hearts right off the bat. That's what I'm going to be going for, is 13 hearts to get a certain item. And then we're going to be continuing on our quest. So that's my main first goal is to get the first 13 hearts. And we'll get into that a little bit later as we get more clues and talk more about find out more about the storyline of this game. Yeah. So back talking on the Zelda games and how they're different, like it really makes me angry that people think that games in a series are exactly the same. Now I'm gonna say, oh, by the way, another little tidbit. My first time playing through the game, I did not see this at all. This ladder, I saw none of it, and I ended up climbing along the back edge of the temple, and I did make it up, but it was considerably harder than just going up that ladder. We're still gonna hold off on that conversation about the things because we're getting to the story right now.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rhoam Bosphoramus Hyrule.
What a name.
I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists.
Very bright.
The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age-long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the divine beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, gravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. Thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
It's the paraglider, as I promised. Nice. So, there is our paraglider, for one. There's our quest. Go to Impa. Try everything I can. Thank you, King Rhoam. Save Hyrule. Can do. Golly! And if we look at this chest, we get a nice bow for our troubles. Information. Nope. And drop this. Pick this up. Seek out Impa. It's our next objective. So, with that, we have finished the Great Plateau. Absolutely. Pretty sure. About 90% on that one. But we still gotta get this Korok seed at the very top. So I think in the next episode we're gonna go ahead and finally head off the Great Plateau and start making our way towards Impa. Making our way downtown, walking fast. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Anyway, do our first jump. So good. This paraglider's stellar. This, for me, is really what makes this game shine. Is this paraglider. And if you notice, it does use up stamina like nobody's business, but that's just another thing you gotta get used to. Now, over here, there's nothing. There's no secrets, no nothing. Which I think is a wasted opportunity, especially... Oops. Not mean to do that. especially up here. Just climb up here real quick. Take a little breather up here. Take a break. Oop, crap. There we go. Okay, we got on it. Okay, there you go. I think this was kind of a wasted opportunity to hide something here. Hide like a chest up here or in here. But whatever, it's just a little secret area. I would really like something to be in. So, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end it off here. Yeah, so in the next episode we will glide off the Great Plateau and head towards Impa. So, I'll see you guys then.